trade leaders with China for a week? I want a 7-day trial before we fully buy in. The Kate Daly Show starts now.
Tomorrow will be today tomorrow. So live today, so the future today will be as the past today, as it is tomorrow.
Hi, Uncle Milty. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm moving back to California.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're going back to
They have a
California.
great program there.
What's the program?
Well, it's a shared appreciation down payment loan.
Shared appreciation.
It's fantastic. We can talk about that.
Okay. We definitely have to talk about that. Welcome to today's show. And of course, you're listening to the Kate Daly Show. I don't need to remind you. KateDalyRadio.com. Okay. So first of all, we got to talk about Zuckerberg. We got to talk about California. There's also a great idea of things people can do to combat the crazy. And of course, well, we have a lot on the docket today. I want to talk a little bit about Charlie Kirk. I want to talk about Tulsi. Okay. Where do you want to start?
Well, before we talk about Zuckerberg, I have a similar situation myself. For the last 10 years, I've been murdering people. And I've
Really?
decided that I shouldn't have let the government talk me into doing that. So I'm going to change my ways now.
Wow, a real come to Jesus moment.
Now
for you.
we can talk about Zuckerberg.
Thank you for that setup. I really appreciate it. Oh boy. So the whole Zuckerberg thing, I just have to say this right off the bat. And I'll give you my feelings on it. Then I want your feelings on it, okay? If that's okay. So when I first heard about this was my first reaction. I'll just give you my first. So there was a tweet, and the tweet specified 3 different things, and it said, okay, Zuckerberg is coming clean. He's basically throwing the Biden administration under the bus, and which is good. But he told everybody that, they've kind of forced him to censor. So there was a tweet, and the tweet said 3 things. Well, it's got to be one of 3 things. Okay, you ready? He's either got to be leaving the Democrat Party. He's either got to be becoming honest all of a sudden, or he is basically preempting a whistleblower. Those were kind of the so he could bring the story out before the whistleblower does. And I was kind of laughing, and I thought, no, I don't. None of those things work for me. Go ahead.
No, there is one thing that works for me, though. It's number 4.
What's that?
They're trying to give Facebook some credibility back.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is.
Right?
Oh, it's out now. We're not going to censor you anymore.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's just so bad. Okay. Yeah. So this was my initial thought, because you've been seeing this lately, right? So all of a sudden, Elon's talking, way more conservatively. Then you have Zuckerberg come out. We've had all kinds of individuals all of a sudden sing the tune of the right? And be up against censorship when we know that this is such a lefty loony thing. And so here's the deal. He is hook, line, and sinker into lefty loony ideology. He's not leaving any ideology anytime soon. He's not honest, and he is the creation of deep state. So he never invented Facebook. That was a CIA operation called LifeLog. And they made him, when they knew they could not get anybody into LifeLog, you would never voluntarily put in your information. Then what they did was they put Zuckerberg, the fresh-faced college kid who never ran a business, who was suddenly given millions of dollars, because that happens every day, just rain and money. And he was able to start Facebook because it was such a great idea, even though really nobody had ever done it. Okay, so that's not it. Okay, so he's not honest. And the other thing is if he was going to preempt a whistleblower, the whistleblower would be buried by the intelligence arms, because he is completely 100% protected. In fact, remember the Senate hearings? Did anything come of that?
No.
Completely protected.
But I have a quick question.
Okay.
When you say the whistleblower would be buried, would they be buried before or after they killed him? That's what I.
Well, the mobster way is to just go ahead and put them in the ground and put dirt on their face. You know, it's just so amazing to me that it's not one of those things. Okay. And I really feel like, for me, this was just another sign. It was just another moment where I'm going, wow, they're really trying to throw this thing. Because when you add it all up together, look, you've got the very worst candidate in history they didn't even want. Okay, they're shoving the worst, the bottom feeder of the worst at you, the worst female alive, the most idiotic, the most moronic. They're pushing that at us, okay, with a bizarre, like pedo-ish VP.
Yep.
Tampon Tim. And then you have the fact that they're avowed and proud, that should be a shirt, communists, okay? They won't do debates. Fox News is even doing a ticker of how many days it goes for Kamala not to state any policies, but then she's got all this support and money, okay? And usually they don't do that. Usually they're all in. Like they're not going to point that out unless they're told to. And I think Zuckerberg was told to do this.
Yeah. The money thing is really interesting to me because, like I heard today, something like $500 million, you know, and they just bought a
$500 million.
Yeah, they bought a $150 million TV ad package back east. But here's the thing: there's laws about how donations can be made. So their big thing is we're getting this money $5 at a time.
Oh yeah,
right? No. Somebody's funding the $500 million, and they're pretending they got it $5 at a time.
Exactly. Did you hear the Obama commercial?
Yeah,
$5. That is all it takes to make a difference in this election.
No.
If every single person watching this pitched in just $5 right now, Kamala and Tim would have the resources they need to win in November.
Oh, I'm surprised he's not talking in more slum. I mean, I expected more slum because usually he adapts to where, it's $5. Okay, here we go.
Because while Donald Trump's campaign is funded by billionaires looking for a tax cut,
really,
Kamala and Tim have the strongest grassroots team in their corner.
Really?
And
the media
any amount
bought and sold
adds up when we're in it together.
I'm sorry, is the media grassroots? I didn't know that.
To get another $500 million in their fund, all that would have to happen is for 100 million people to send them $5.
Just $5.
That's it. Just 100 million of us.
Oh my gosh. Make a difference. Just give your $5. Don't worry about what we're going to do to you. Just give us your $5. Oh my heavens. All right. So what do I think the game plan is? What's the game plan? I think that they have Zuck doing this. Zuckerberg is not going to do this on his own. This is a play. This is something he is told to do. And I know it sounds so weird for me to say I think they're throwing it, but they're not even trying to make the economy look better. They've imploded it and they're not even trying. Usually in the year, preemptively, they try a little. Nope, not even a little bit. So when I saw Elon and Zuckerberg, disavowing the party really publicly or the administration, I thought, yeah, this is a play. But that's me. I don't know. What do you think? I could be wrong.
In some ways, I think they're really making an appeal to the moronic half of the United States to elect her.
Well, if you do everything wrong in an election, this would be it. If you are trying to repel people, this would be it. The majority of the country, you're trying to repel them. I mean, look at the Obama years. They tried to get people on board to become a moderate, gobbledygook, whatever, a blob of you don't really care about the Constitution and you're willing to see the black man as president. So there you go. I mean, that's what they really tried to do.
Sure.
With Kamala, it's a different story. I mean, she's really beyond the moronic. So I think they're shoving out the worst and they're kind of throwing it. That's me. So.
Although, the polls do say she's leading by 3 votes right now.
Oh my gosh. Leading by 3 votes.
Yeah.
And in the fear corner, I guess we're supposed to be afraid of Putin. I'm not afraid of Putin. He's the least of our worries. But what was going on the foreign front?
Well, the Russians, Putin, launched a big missile attack that half of Ukraine was hit by missiles or drone attacks. Half of the Ukraine. How many people live in half of the Ukraine? I don't know. But a whopping 4 dead.
Whoa, no.
4
really?
dead. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's traumatic for the entire nation of Ukraine. And the Russians are cheering at their victory.
Oh, my God.
Hundreds of missiles and drone attack.
How long do we have to endure
And
this?
4 people died. I can't remember a war where so many people died.
Not our... That's the... You should be fearing your government. You know, fear Ukraine, fear Russia. I mean, come on. This is getting ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I can't believe that was actually a news story.
Oh yeah, a big news.
But it was a big news story. Well, and I know there are people that sincerely do support Hormala. I get it. Their camp is very, very. It's an interesting camp. This was really all they had to say about the DNC last week. Here we go. The Democratic National Convention. Here we go.
The vibe is upbeat, it's happy, it's inspirational. It's time to go. It's time to get to work.
The vibe is electric.
Really?
You can feel the energy.
It's the vibe.
I can feel the energy in my bones. The vibes are great.
Vibes are great.
Fantastic. The
The
excitement
vibes.
is in the air.
It's not whether somebody can do their job. It's not based on anything that has to do anything with becoming president of this country or who's actually running it, but the vibes. Vibes are good.
A man I highly respect, though, said something today that's kind of important, I think.
Okay, what?
I have a lot of respect
What's
for
that?
him. James Carville
Gross.
said that
Oh,
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. should be in an insane asylum.
Carville should be in an
Carville,
insane
yeah.
asylum. Carville has a mental deficiency.
No, he's a strange
He's like a
old
Michael
bird.
Moore deficiency,
Yeah.
mental deficiency. They both have the same one, you know? Ew. I don't even, is he even relevant anymore? Does anyone even listen to him?
No, and I don't even know why they brought him out of the mothballs.
I don't either. Well, I don't know. I think it's bizarre, but just remember this.
Inflation is our friend.
So, if anything today, remember that. Inflation is our friend. We'll be right back. We have a lot of really good information on today's show as far as this nation, what it was founded on, coming up too in the last hour. And so I want to get to that too, because it's really important that we understand a couple of things about the founding when you're talking to people about this election. Be right back on The Kate Daly Show. Stay with us.
Thanks for listening to The Kate Daly Show. All opinions expressed by the program participants on The Kate Daly Show are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Patriot